Welcome back to MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic. And in today's video, it is time once again. We have a pre-constructed commander deck and we must liberate it from its cardboard prison. What's up, MTG BC, baby? That is the MTG Burgeoning community. Here we are again. We have another pre-constructed deck. This one is from Innistrad Crimson Vow, and we have Rakdos vampires here. And we're going to liberate the inside of this box. And just like so many vampires have in the past, we are going to feast on the goodness inside. Oh, there it is. There's no going back now. There's our deck box. Our cardboard's out. This is going into the recycling. You go. All right, here we have, where is our, there, oh, there it is. There is our wonderful divider. Put our divider there. All right, let's get our Planeswalker little token reminder things. These babies make for good reminders for at the beginning of upkeep triggers, right on top of the library, or beginning of end step triggers, again, right on top of the library. You will go for recycling. We're going to put our little pile over here. Yes, showing all the contents. There we go. Yeah, ooh, jeez. All right. Oh, there he is. Plain. Disappointing. Just plain black. Let's get some artwork on the front of this box, wizards. There's our deck. Here is our spin down life counter. Here is our learn how to play. That goes right there. Our deck box closes up. We'll put that bad boy right there. We got some more recycling to take care of. And now we are here with, another commander deck. Let's get this bad boy open and let's see what Rakdos is bringing, because if you are fans of the channel and if you have historically followed what we do here at MTG Burgeoning, then you know Rakdos is MTG Burgeoning's #1 guild. And let's see if this deck helps to explain the reasons why. Front-facing commander is Strefin, Mar Progenitor. We have a 3/2 flyer for 2 in Rakdos colors. At the beginning of our end step, create a blood token for each player who lost life this turn. Notice that it says each player, so even if we deal damage to ourselves or we lose life in some way, we're going to create that blood token. And playing black-red, it should not be a problem at all to make sure that the entire table can lose some damage during our turn. Imagine that just as a trigger, we can create 4 blood tokens just like that. All right, the second wild text reads, whenever Strefin attacks, we may sacrifice 2 blood tokens, and if we do, we may put a vampire card from our hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Wow. All right, so if we're running with a full-on, fully synergistic blood token deck, Strefin is ridiculously strong for what you're trying to do in a build like that. So if you're getting this deck and you're trying to solidify the vampiricness of it by creating as many blood token synergies as possible, Strefin is your guy. That is #1. All right, here we go. Timothar, Baron of Bats. All right, we got a 4/4 for 4/2 black with ward of discarding a card whenever another non-token vampire we control dies. We may pay 1 and exile it. If we do, we create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. It gains, when this creature deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it and return the exile card to the battlefield tapped. Okay, so the flavor on this is just ridiculous. I mean, a creature dies, but you can exile it, turning it into a bat. And then when the bat deals damage, the bat gets exiled, and then the creature comes back into play. That is some very, very cool flavor in a vampire deck. I love what that does. The ward is nice. You can protect it from spot removal by discarding a card. That is a pretty sweet ability. I'm sold on Timothar. Making sure that we have mana available could be a challenge, particularly because this we need to invest 6 mana into. So I don't know how much mana we're going to have to make sure that we can exile some creatures if one of our opponents casts a board wipe the round of turns that we cast Timitar. But still, the ability is amazing. Oh, very, very cool. Very cool. All right. All right, Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay, right, that's right from the Crimson Vow set. Ancient Craving, reprint, Blood Art. Oh, Blood Artist. Isn't that like a $5 uncommon, $4 uncommon, something like that? All right, Bloodline Necromancer, Falkenrath Noble, reprint, Feed the Swarm, reprint, Indulgent Aristocrat. Knight's Whisper. Ooh, that's a pretty good reprint for a common. That's a few dollars if I remember. Knight's Whisper. I think that's a pretty valuable common. Urge to Feed. Oh, the Vampire Nighthawk. All right, Rockish Air. Actually, Vampire Nighthawk, you were awesome. You are awesome. However, Nighthawk Scavenger has got your number now, dude. So you better be on the lookout. Over the shoulder, I would be watching. Rockish Air. Stensia Masquerade. There's a lot of these cards I'm seeing in this vampire deck that I have in my own Edgar Markov Mardu deck. Oh, Vandal Blast. Shaboom boom. There you go, right there in the sweet, sweet reprint pile. Vandal Blast, nice card. Rakdos Charm, love that one. Stromkirk Captain, Arcane Signet, you go right there. Charcoal Diamond, Commander Sphere, Fire Diamond, Rakdos Signet. Seriously, they're not going to give us the Talisman? No Rakdos Talisman here? Swiftfoot Boots, nice. Oh, they give us the Unstable Obelisk. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. I'm not complaining. Well, I am complaining. Put the Talismans in here. Come on now. Myriad Landscape, Path of Ancestry. Tainted Peak. All right, here we go. Crossway Troublemakers, 5/5. Attacking vampires we control have Death Touch and Lifelink. This is 5 and a black. That's a pretty steep investment. Whenever a vampire we control dies, we may pay 2 life if we do draw a card. 2 life is a little steep, even in black, just to draw a card. Generally in black, it's pay a life, draw 1 card, not pay 2 life and draw a card. This is a big investment for 6 mana that comes down and just gives our guys Death Touch and Lifelink, but only when they're attacking. I'm not so sold on these troublemakers. All right, the Glass Cast Heart. Whenever one or more vampires we control attacks, create a blood token. Tap a black, pay 1 life, create a 1/1 white and black vampire creature token with lifelink. 2 black, tap, sacrifice this and 13 blood tokens. Each opponent loses 13 life and we gain 13 life. All right, that's pretty good in a token, in a blood token specific build. That's pretty good. All right, you can get on board with that. Here's the partner with commanders. We got Camber the Plunderer, 3/4 lifelink for 3 and a black. Partners with Loreen the Diversion. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, we gain a life and create a blood token. Love the fact that it's a creature an opponent controls and not a non-token creature. That is pretty strong. Very good with Camber. We'll put you up there with Timitar. Olivia's Wrath. 4 and a black sorcery. Each non-vampire creature gets -X/-X till end of turn, where X is the number of vampires we control. Ooh, so this is a creature-specific board wipe designed in a deck that should have many, many vampires on our side of the battlefield throughout the entirety of a game. The -X/-X dodges Hexproof, dodges Shroud, dodges Protection, dodges Indestructible. Ooh, baby, that is pretty strong. Wow, that's pretty good. That's a pretty sweet card. In a vampire deck, of course. You're not going to include that in like a zombie deck or anything, of course. All right, Predator's Hour. 1 on a black sorcery. Until end of turn, creatures we control gain menace, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library face down. We may look at that card. We may look at and play that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. Holy crap. This isn't even a vampire-specific card. This is just creatures you control gain menace. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, exile the top. Whoa, and you don't even have to have this in play? Oh, baby, that is ridiculously strong. 1 and a black? So not only is this ridiculously strong, I mean, the menace allows each creature that has to be blocked by at least 2 or more creatures, but the fact that it's only 1 and a black allows us to cast some of those spells during our second main phase if needed. Wow, that card is... Whoa, that card's going up there. We're going to go back to that card at the end of this video because that card is ridiculously strong. Wow, Predator's Hour. I'm in love with that card. Holy mackerel. All right, Shadowgrange Archfiend, 8/4 Demon, 8/4. Wow, for 6 and a black. When Shadowgrange Archfiend enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. We gain life equal to the greatest power among creatures sacrificed this way. Madness. 2 and a black, pay 8 life. Okay, so this isn't terrible. The synergy with this and a blood token, of course, for a blood token, you know, we pay 1, tap the blood token, discard a card in order to draw a card by sacrificing the blood token. If we discard this creature, you know, we're paying 8 life. However, we can recoup some of that life with its ETB trigger, and then we're putting onto the battlefield an 8/4. And we can do that pretty early in the game if it's in our opening hand. Ooh, that's pretty good. I mean, I would have liked to have seen some kind of evasion on an 8/4 creature for 7. All right, that's decent. All right, Arterial Alchemy. Oh, for the love of God, look at this artwork. Arterial Alchemy. All right. Enchantment, 2 and a red. When it ETBs, create a blood token for each opponent we have. Blood tokens we control our equipment in addition to their other types and have. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has equip 2. Well, I guess this is another way in which to make our blood tokens more versatile, particularly if we need to strike through with some potentially evasive additional combat damage. I mean, it's not terrible. And the investment is 2 and a red. If you're running a blood token specific deck with a high concentration of spells and effects that create the blood tokens, then this is a good card to include. Imposing Grandeur, 4 and a red for a sorcery. Each player may discard their hand and draw cards equal to the greatest mana value of a commander they own on the battlefield or in the command zone. Whoa, okay, so this isn't a vampire-specific card. All right, so of course, there's some semblance of similarity to this in Wheel of Fortune. For me, the first thought I'm thinking of is, what are the casting costs of my opponent's commanders? Because I don't want to put a ton of cards in their hand. If I cast this, they have 1 or 2 cards in their hand, and they're running Damia, Sage of Stone, or they're running Morphin, or they're running the Ur-Dragon or something like that. I don't want to fill my entire opponent's hand with 7, 8, 9, 10 cards when they only have 1 or 2. You know how my deck building strategies go, MTG BC. I am not keen to include cards that can help out our opponents. So Imposing Grandeur, you're going to go over into your end of the right, but I don't know about you. I just don't know about that one. All right, Loreen the Diversion. This is the partner of Camber, 3/3 with first strike. For 2 and a red, we can pay 2 and sacrifice an artifact or creature to goad target creature. All right, I mean, that has some practical uses, you know, trying to make sure that our opponents are attacking attacking players other than us. So that's decent. I don't think I would build an entire deck around those 2 partners, of course, but that's just me. I don't know about the whole blood token archetype as a whole. It just seems like the rummaging effect of, you know, discarding a card or drawing a card, paying, you know, tapping 1 to do so, creating the tokens. I think I would like it the more and more ways that we can make the blood tokens versatile, like with Arterial Alchemy and other ways that we can use the blood tokens for things other than just, you know, a neutered clue effect. All right, so that's just me. All right, let's get back here. We have Markov Enforcer, 4 and double red for a 6/6. Whoa, 6/6. Jeez. When it ETBs or another vampire enters the battlefield under our control, Markov Enforcer fights up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. So that is reusable removal up to the point where this thing dies by taking 6 or more damage or takes death touch damage. All right. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Markov Enforcer this turn dies, create a blood token. So we got repeatable removal. I mean, this is going to come down as a 6/6, so we should be able to light up one of our opponent's creatures without this dying, of course. And then that creature will die. We create a blood token. And then we get some more vampires coming into play because remember, when we cast this, yeah, that could work. You know, repeatable removal, spot removal of creatures, keeping the chumps off of the battlefield, creating some more blood tokens. Again, in a dedicated blood token build, that's going to be one of your better cards. Midnight Arsonist, 3 in a red. When it ETBs, destroy up to X target artifacts without mana abilities, where X is the number of vampires we control. All right, it's a creature. I mean, I know a little while ago we had a Vandal Blast over there, which, let's face it, is a much more valuable card than this would be. The fact that you can't light up artifacts with mana abilities, I don't know. I want to be able to blow up people's soul rings and arcane signets and things like that, and Midnight Arsonist won't let us do that. So you stay there for now. Scion of Opulence, 3/1 for 2 in a red. When a Scion of Opulence or another non-token vampire we control dies, we create a treasure token. Tap a red, sacrifice 2 artifacts, exile the top card of our library. We may play that card this turn. We may play this card this turn by sacrificing. Okay, so here is a way in which we can kind of use our blood tokens for something different other than just trying to draw cards. Again, in a dedicated blood token deck, that's not bad. All right. Sinister Waltz, we have a 3 in Rakdos. At sorcery speed, choose 3 target creature cards in your graveyard. Return 2 of them at random to the battlefield and put the other on the bottom of your library. Well, I assume because we're running a vampire deck, that many of the vampires will have similar abilities to the tribe. So, you know, tapping 5, getting 2 into play at random, 1 back on the bottom of our library. That's okay. I mean, it's not anything that's going to break the Rakdos format or the vampire tribe, but it's decent. All right, back to our reprints. We have Anawan, Blood Lord of Vasgoth with its Bloodthirst. Okay, we got Blood Tracker, Butcher of Malakir, Champion of Dusk. Man, they're bringing the vampire heat here. Cordial Vampire. Wasn't that dude getting up in value? Damnable Pact, Dark Imposter, very nice. Malakir Blood Witch, all right, there we go. Whoa, Necropolis Regent. Love me some Necropolis. Oh, Nirkana Revenant. This was an expensive card. Wasn't this like over $20 at some point? Maybe even more than that. Wow, Nirkana Revenant. Wow, that is awesome. Oh, and Patron of the Vein. I know that was a very valuable card. Actually, isn't this the first time it's ever being reprinted from a previous pre-constructed commander deck? Isn't this one of the cards that was in the Edgar Markov 2017 deck? And it's getting his first reprint in 2021 in another pre-constructed vampire deck? That's pretty funny. Nice. Wow. Those 2 creatures right there. Whoa. There's some value back for your buck. Sanctum Seeker, amazing. Stromkirk Condemned, Underworld Connections. Angie's Ravager, Avacyn's Judgment. I mean, that's a good way in which to trigger some madness. We do have to discard some spells. I shouldn't say some spells. We do have to discard a card each time we go to activate and sacrifice one of our blood tokens. So I suppose that putting some madness spells in the deck is beneficial for, you know, maximizing our return and our investment on mana, maximizing the return on our investment of mana. Blasphemous Act. Oh, never can have enough of these. Okay, excellent. Bloodsworn Steward. Okay, all right, that's a good one. Crimson Honor Guard, Falconwrath Gorger, Mob Rule. Mob Rule is just okay for me. Molten Echoes. Whew, that's going to be a great card for this deck. Very nice. Stromkirk Occultist. Vampiric Dragon. Look at that guy. Oh, man. That is a way back in the day dude right there. 8 mana value for a 5/5 flyer. Boy, oh boy, where times have evolved, my friends. All right, there's our Exotic Orchard. We're getting to our lands now as we get towards the end. of this deck reveal. Got some swamps that we're speeding through. Got some mountains, of course. We're going to get to our Streffin cardboard cutout. There's our blood token. Look at that vial of blood. Tell me it doesn't look like Tropical Punch Kool-Aid from back in the day. You know what I'm saying, BC. You know what I'm saying. Man, just all blood tokens? Gotta have something else in the back, right? There's the bat tokens. Nice bats. That's for Timothar. Ooh, look at that treasure. Who is going to treasure that? Oof. Yikes. I wouldn't want to open up a treasure chest that I dug out of the ground to find some person's eyeball in there. And there's a lifelinker vampire. All right, and that is the reveal. That is the Vampiric Bloodline Rakdos deck from Innistrad Crimson Vow. Pretty good. Couple of bomb reprints in here with Patron of the Vein and Nirkana Revenant. Those two cards alone have to be worth more than the value of this deck. And this deck, for the purposes of clarity, on a first flash sale for this deck, I paid, I think it was around 24 and change. And I am quite certain that each one of these cards were valued higher than the price of that pre-sale deck, and I know that they both combined would be definitely way over what that first price would be. But I'm going to come back to Predator's Hour. Let's get this card one more time to close out the video. This card seems way, way too strong for 1 and a black sorcery, giving all of our creatures menace until end of turn, meaning that our opponents can't block our creatures except for with 2 or more blockers, and whenever they deal combat damage to a player, we exile the top card of that player's library face down. We can look at it and play that card for as long as it's exiled, and we may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. We don't have, this isn't coming on a creature, this isn't coming on a planeswalker or an enchantment, this is just a sorcery, so that effect does not end until the player is gone or we're gone from the table. To me, that seems inordinately powerful as a way in which to extend our hand just for the investment of 1 and a black mana. We are running a deck that's going to have oodles and oodles of creatures inundating our side of the battlefield. We cast this, giving them menace, send them off into combat, even if some of them are going to get chump blocked down to death. We don't care, because it's going to cost each opponent 2 creatures to block 1 of ours. And then we're going to get this unbelievable cachet of cards exile that we can use at any time during the game, using mana for any color for no other investment. That is all. That card is ridiculously strong. Predator's Hour, MTG BC. This is my favorite card from the Vampiric Bloodline Commander deck. Just amazing. This is MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things Magic.